And we are back. So, when we left off, we were, as the young lady was saying, we were dropping some gems.
Oh, yeah.
And, I touched on it. And, hold on. Let me turn this, goddamn AC off. Background noise. So, I touched on, the fact that you knew what you wanted to do and you stuck to it. Mm-hmm. We all know that. Here's a question. Mm-hmm. Why? What made you decide, I want to do this and ain't shit gonna stop me? What made you decide you want to do that?
Because it's something that I don't mind doing for free.
Ooh.
When you do something that you love so much and you don't mind doing for free, then it's 10 times better when you can do it and you can make money off of it. Mm. So it's like a hobby. Like if, I always tell people, if you play the video games all fucking day and that's all you do, your girl might look at you as you being lazy, but at the same time, you can make money off of doing that.
Yeah, shit. Video game, like
you're doing something that you enjoy doing for free. They pay people to come and test their games.
What that I can't remember his name because I never knew his name. Go figure. But it was a kid. It's like he's like the Fortnite king or some shit, and he made like $3 million from playing a tournament and just beating the shit out of people. And I'm like, see, this is like, god damn, dog. I used to play video games and get frustrated when I kept dying. This motherfucker's cracking heads and getting millions of dollars for the shit. Mm-hmm. So you said you don't mind doing it for free. Mm-hmm. So that kind of implies that in the beginning it was a little messy. It probably was a little messy. You probably didn't know what you were doing.
Honestly, I loved every part of the beginning process. And I'll tell you why. Because when you're starting to do something, you're doing it without feeling you have to get it done for anybody else. You're getting it done for yourself because you just enjoy it. Right. So the moments of being in the studio and you're spending 10 hours on a song, but every single piece of it, you vibing and you like, I love this shit. You're not rushing to put it out. People ain't being like, yo, dog, when's the next album gonna drop? Yo, dog, man, you ain't dropping no videos, man. You gotta keep up. Like, at that moment, you don't exist. So you get to perfect everything about your artistry that you want. And for me, in the beginning, I couldn't fucking sing worth shit. Listen, your boy was so bad. I was so bad. Because remember, I started rapping first. I used to spit. Like, I could spit some shit. You know what I'm saying? But I was just like, you know what?
Can you spit some shit right now?
Yeah.
Man, go ahead and spit something, man. Go ahead and spit.
Get the fuck out. Yeah. A little loogie up in that moment, you know what I'm saying? But straight up, bro, some real shit though. Like when I decided to start singing, I only started singing only because back in school, there was a girl that me and Brandon at the time both thought was like an attractive female, right? And I just like, man, I got this. Man, this little thing bad. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And one day we was in school, in class or whatever, and she had her headphones in, and she was like vibing and saying, I just like, yo, what you listening to? She's like, Usher. I just like, oh yeah, you be listening to black people music like that?
Black people music.
Just white girl.
So she's white. Okay.
So I was like, oh shit. I just like
confirmed that she's a white woman.
She was white. She was definitely white. She was white and she was listening to Usher. So at that point, my mom was a big fan of Usher and shit like that. Right. I just like, oh shit. I thought y'all listened to country and shit like that. She was like, no. One of the most sexiest things in the world is watching a black man sing.
Ooh.
When she said that,
just
at that moment, I was just like, I gotta learn to sing.
It was at this moment he knew.
I knew.
He fucked up.
But dead ass though.
Right.
I went in the studio that night at my house.
Right.
And I started trying to sing, voice cracking and shit like that. Trying to hit falsettos and shit. Shit sounded like Bunky, dude. Like straight up, shit was bad. Straight nanny out here. So I was just like, yo. But I kept doing it.
Right.
And I kept, because I wasn't on anybody else's time. I wasn't just wasting anybody else's time. I wasn't paying nobody else to do it.
Right.
I kept doing it and doing it and doing it. And then eventually my voice started training itself. You know what I'm saying? And the more that I kept at it, I went from sounding so much not like shit to how to kind of like strain my voice a little bit to make it a little acceptable.
Right.
And then I went from making it acceptable to motherfucker starting to sound good.
Sound a little good now.
You know what I'm saying?
What we doing?
And then I started stepping outside of the box and realizing, like, all right, you know, if like my voice is training itself because I'm doing it so often now. Because I kept recording it and recording, and I would never put the shit out.
Right.
It was just something. Because at the time we had MP3 players, so you know, it was something dope to put on the MP3 player,
right?
And you know, your friends and shit like that be like, "Man, I'm working on this shit. Hey, but this shit sound hard. I mean, I don't like the chorus so much, but check out the verse." At that point, nobody was really fully judging you on your shit sounds like shit. Everybody was just like, "Oh, this motherfucker can rap."
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because it's probably like, you know, one of those things where they didn't expect you to be that type person.
Yep.
You know, I know all about that shit, like with the, you know, the rapping and shit like that. And I want you to finish your point, but you know, with the rapping and shit like that, like when motherfuckers was in high school, just like beatboxing on the table and shit, just coming like, yeah, nigga, you know what I'm saying? And you know, it's always been a talent of mine to rap, to be able to just like, I don't need to write shit. I can just keep going and going and going. And people didn't expect that from me.
Yeah.
You know, because I was the class clown.
Yeah.
I just like want to make people laugh because why the fuck not? And then when you do something like that, you start to get a certain energy from people.
Right.
Like, okay, y'all kind of like this shit, huh?
Yeah.
Now let me try it again.
Yeah.
And then you get the same energy over and over, and I guess that does lead, or that does give birth
motivation
to, you know what I'm saying? It gives birth to you wanting to take it more serious. Like, if they like this shit, I wonder who else likes it. And then the world is yours, you know? So, yeah, man, this was really good, man. Before we leave off, we talked about, you know, beginnings. We talked about motivation, determination. We talked about longevity. One thing I want to end it all, I want to touch on something that I don't think a lot of entertainers, especially young aspiring entertainers, take serious: the business aspect. In your own opinion, what would you say, or how would you say important? How important is the business aspect of music?
Everything.
Because the only thing I know so far is, if I get it wrong, forgive me, DistroKid and CD Baby.
CD Baby.
That's all I know.
Yeah.
So
you got TuneCore.
Right.
You got what else you got? You got DistroKid, CD Baby, TuneCore, United Masters.
I know some people make money off YouTube with their music.
Yeah.
Right.
But even through those stuff, like monetizing all of that, you know, that goes into one distribution, because all of those are distributions. But business is your key. That's why when we was talking about being the jack of all trades in your own craft, if you don't limit yourself to just being the artist, but then don't want to edit your own videos.
Right.
Don't limit yourself to being the artist, but then don't be your own engineer.
Right.
Master all of those things so you don't have to answer to nobody. So you can take the money that you do make and put it back into your career. You know what I mean? That's the key, because you can what's the YouTube thing
Was
that
it
she
YouTube
put me
Red?
onto Sprizzy.
What is that?
Sprizzy is a place where I guess you pay for ads, or better yet, you pay for ads and you pay to reach a larger audience, real viewers. So when you go and let's say you go and you want to listen to J. Cole song, but then somebody else song will come up in that ad first. Song sounds nice to you. You might just be like, well, I know the J. Cole song, but I'm gonna click it and see what that's all about. But the more you keep seeing, or every time you go and let's say you don't click on it the first time, it's almost like a billboard. The more you keep driving past it, you don't really care about it. But eventually one day you're gonna look up and you're gonna be like, that's George think. You know what I'm saying? And you'd be like, well, I know the number 9999999. I just know.
Right. And then it just make it easy.
It just makes it easy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like as kids, we listen to things on commercial all the time. We look past commercials, but the older you get, certain names and certain things start resonating in your mind again.
Right.
When people bring it up, when you do actually need to apply that in your life, you'd be like, I need a lawyer. Shit, the only lawyer I know, George thing, or you know what I'm saying, or Nas Kapoor, like stuff start resonating without somebody actually talking to you about it every day.
Right.
So it's the same with ads. But your business is key. This business is all about is 97% business and 3% talent. Because right now in the world, it's not like how it was growing back up in the 80s and early 90s where your talent was everything. Because now they take people that never rapped a day in their life and they put a ghostwriter behind them. And as long as they had a following or they have an influence, the label knows they can make money off of that person.
Right.
That's the only reason why they want to invest in you or give you a deal.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, they know you can't rap. But they also know when you post an Instagram pic, you get about like 30,000 something likes.
Yeah, people watching you.
People watching you.
So they can capitalize off that.
So they capitalize off of the fact that you can make them money. Now, the bad thing is it takes away from the value that music needs to be valued. Talent is everything. If this girl can, when you fucking heard Adele sing, that's just supposed to make you be like, what the fuck? When you first heard Whitney Houston, come on, man. Like, those are the GOATs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To music. And music isn't how music is. It changes every day. So to stay hip into what's going on today, you got to be able to apply yourself with what's going on. Doesn't mean you have to change up your style and you have to sound like Trippie Redd or sound like Pee Wee or sound like Rod Way or sound like Lil Baby. Sound like yourself, but know what to do with your money and put yourself in front of people. Because all people got to do is hear you. Mm-hmm. That's it.
That's really
They got to hear you, and once they fuck with you, if you know how to mask your talent and your work out to a broader audience to hear you, you're doing the right shit with your with your money. By the time, at that point, people come and knock at your door. But you got to do that. You know,
because I know one thing about music, especially the industry, it's kind of akin to like, well, I wouldn't say it's akin to because it is entertainment, but all forms of like content in its most basic form is entertainment because you are entertained enough to want to view this thing.
Right.
And one thing I know about YouTube per se, which is just like music, you said all they got to do is hear you. When somebody hears you, one of the first things they want to do is see you, and they also want to go back and listen to where you started and come up to where you at now.
Right.
So now they are, informed and up to date exactly about who you are. And what that does is that starts to build that stan type energy. They go more from a fan to a stan where like you can do no wrong in this motherfucker eyes.
Yeah.
It's just you are the GOAT of whatever category, era, whatever. And I really feel like a lot of people undermine that aspect of it.
Right.
Because Micah, he's doing his thing at an alarming rate. Right. Super proud of this dude.
Right.
Another motherfucker that was like, I want to do this, nothing else matters. You see what I'm saying? And, we talk every day about, how we're going to do this, how we're going to do that. And the business aspect came up. And for both of, our own lanes. Because, when people hear things like, oh, this motherfucker's a YouTuber, he's just it's a lot of real shit that goes into it.
Yeah.
You have to come up with ideas, edit the videos, put out the videos, shoot the videos, and interact with people. You got to learn how to monetize your time, learn how to monetize certain things. And once you start, getting paid from it, you got to think about taxes, tax write-offs. It's not just this jokey thing that you can just click on the app and be like, hey, this person makes me laugh. It's more than that. Just like how music isn't just, wow, this person makes me feel good. On to the next. It's way more than that.
So much that goes into it.
You guys literally have to be cognizant of every single thing you do, especially in today's times.
Yeah.
Because all it takes is that one misstep, and it's not. It may not completely fuck everything up.
Yeah.
But it'll set you back.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure, and I say pretty sure because I'm not in the industry, but I'm pretty sure you don't want to go back.
Right.
If you are at step number 9, you don't want to have to fall back to 6.
Right.
Fuck 6, 7, and 8. I've done that. You know?
But
so
in that, I mean, that is completely right. You know, definitely talking some real shit. I would say that that's why COVID of the stagnant, because everybody's going through the same shit at the same time. So the expectations gets to stop for you to be able to say, all right, now I can really get right. I don't have to just feed so much and do this, that, and the third, because even the motherfuckers that are on are at a standstill. They can't do shows. You got to think, like artists in the music industry, they make they money through like 3 different ways. Touring.
I know touring is one of them.
Touring is your number one.
It's the big one.
It's the touring, your merchandise, and then you make your little from like streaming and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Your little distributions and stuff like that, which that's usually small because everybody else get paid before you do for the most part.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So those are your 3 keys. So right now you got COVID going on where people haven't been able to tour. And if you can't tour, you can't sell your merch. Because right now, you might like J. Cole, but if J. Cole have a new shirt out, are you going to go online right now during your personal situation and go buy the next J. Cole shirt? No. But when you're at a touring event, because of the
energy,
the vibe,
everything. And then you
just
actually
so you
see
can
this
be
motherfucker.
Absolutely.
Right.
You buy the merch. So you done bought the tickets, you bought the merch, and the music is playing, so you also get streaming from that, and you're going to listen to the music every day.
Right.
So now you're taking 2 of the key, the key things from an artist to where they just like, all right, all this money I do got, I need to pipe back or figure something else out. And they get to take the time to sit back and be like, all right, what we going to do next? Because 2021 might be a hell of a fucking year.
Everybody going to come back on that bullshit, man.
Listen.
If they're serious about it.
Right.
You know, because I like the term standstill is an understatement.
Right.
Because everybody has halted everything they're doing. And, you know, and it's times like this, like, you know, there's a quote, when your back is against the wall, you show who you really are, right? We all say, man, I ain't scared of shit. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Let a motherfucker put a gun to your face.
Right.
And the real you is gonna, it's going to come out.
You just might shit your pants.
You might shit your pants.
You just might.
Or you might be one of those motherfuckers like, hey, I don't have it on me. You clearly want to take my life. What can I do?
Right.
You got to do what you got to do. And fight your way from there. Yeah. You know, so this situation is definitely going to separate the real from the fake.
Absolutely.
You know, if you're really serious about this music or you're really serious about this money or how they say nowadays, getting that bag, if you're really serious about that, this is the time that's going to show not only the world, it's going to show you who you really are. Right. Right? Because you can lie to me, you can lie to your mama, your
smoke
daddy,
and
your
mirrors.
cousin, you can lie to everybody.
Yeah.
When you look in that mirror,
you
the only motherfucker you can't lie to.
Right. It could.
He knows all your secrets. He knows what you like, dislike. He knows what makes you tick. He knows what makes you do this, that, and the third.
Yep.
You can't lie to that motherfucker. You lie to everybody else, but you cannot lie to yourself.
That's why I always tell people, smoke and mirrors, mirrors. Fuck all of that shit. If I don't drive a Benz, I don't want to sing about a Benz. If I don't trap on a daily basis, I don't want to sing about trapping. I can only stay true to myself because a motherfucker pulling your card hurts.
That is embarrassing.
That shit hurts,
I have
dog.
seen it happen a few times.
Yeah.
With celebrities, local motherfuckers, and people I know.
Yep.
that is embarrassing.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like, you know, we have this, you know, as humans, we have this weird thing where other people's pain is kind of funny. Like if a person falls, it's like,
funny.
That person just fell. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But let your ass bust your ass.
But yeah, listen, I'm different, man. I'm different. I built up this tolerance, man. I got this thing where it's like, if I fall, I am the first person to start laughing because that pulls all the energy away from everybody else.
Yeah.
Because now they're not laughing at me; they're laughing with me.
Right.
So if you build up that type of energy, nobody can fuck with you.
Absolutely.
You know, 50 Cent said, "It doesn't matter if you're talking good about me. It doesn't matter if you're talking bad about me.
Right.
You're talking about me,
yeah.
so nothing you say can affect me.
Right.
I'm already confident in myself. I know I'm the shit. I know I got shot 9 times and I came back. I know I got rich and died trying and all that shit. I put out all these. I know all this shit. You can't do anything to me, right? Barring like running up and at a concert and punching me in the face, but then you can get stomped the fuck out.
Right.
But you know, if you into that, then by all means. But you know, smoke and mirrors, staying true to yourself, all of these things, you know, really important for anybody who wants to get into any industry. Just because we're talking about, you know, YouTube and music doesn't necessarily mean you can't take the same advice and put it towards, you know, being a business owner of any kind, being, you know, anything. Because one thing I know is that motivation comes and goes.
Right.
Determination and knowledge are the only 2 things that are constant.
Right.
So you can take the knowledge from this conversation right here and put it towards anything in life that you want to do. Right? Now, before we leave, I got one more question.
Yes.
Because you are in the industry, is that you or me?
That was me.
Okay. Well, you are a busy man.
So, just you 2 lads.
So, one question, right? Because I've always wanted to ask, you know, an artist this question. Signing a deal, staying independent. Which is better?
Whatever works best for you.
Ooh.
I'll tell you this, right? Ooh. So I love that question because I could go in on this.
Okay.
Right? You stay independent when you really can establish a success rate or an influence between people already fucking with you.
Right.
There's certain artists out there that looks for a label support.
Right.
Because there's certain things that they can't do without the support. It's just like, you know what, if I'm independent, I can sell out a show at 30,000, but I can't get on MTV. I can't get on MTV. I can still sell that show out of 30,000 people, but if I get on MTV and I do an MTV festival, that's 100,000. I need that.
Damn.
And I need that bag. So it really is all about what works best for you and what you know you can do by yourself. Right now, I'll be the first motherfucker to sign a deal if it sounds right for me. If it sounds right for me.
Because you have to read through the fine print.
I have to read through the fine print, but it's also about if in the next 3 years from now, if I'm going to be where I say I wanted to be now.
Right.
If I can't, but a label can take me through there, that doesn't mean you still can't become independent down the line. You can sign a deal and a deal can last you for fucking 2-3 years. After that 2-3 years of you being established, you can go independent because now you have an influence and you have a core fan base. You have a core following. Now you can do things a little bit comfortably the way that you want, but it's always going to come with its pros and its cons.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You won't be able to just be like, hey, you know what? I was invited to Diddy party or whatever the case may be, but I still can't perform at Coachella because the people that are sponsoring Coachella is, you know, Pepsi, this, that, and then. If I ain't got no deal with Pepsi or whatever, and they ain't invite me to come perform, regardless if I be like, hey, listen, I'll charge you such and such. No, we got these artists picked up. But let your ass be signed to Atlantic Records. They'll be like, all right, well, we'll do this because we're funding you guys too, but y'all got to put my artist. You know, my artist I just got signed, you know, in this show too. He's going to open up for this person and that person or whatever. You got a situation.
Yeah.
And that situation also makes better content. That better content also gets a better following. A better following also goes to you making more money. Yeah. So to me, it's all about what works for you.
Right.
Some situations won't work for everybody. Like, Young M.A., right? When she first came out, labels was knocking at her door from left to right. And I mean, I had a lot of the inside scoops because I was working with RCA and working with Atlantic at the time, kind of just bouncing between, going back and forth to New York.
Balling out of control, huh?
Kind of. I wouldn't say balling, but I was definitely back and forth between both labels.
Right.
And a lot of the things that was going on, they told me when they was about to like go and offer her a deal and how much they was offering. And they were just like, yeah, but I don't think Mark Pitt's going to do this. He's going to lowball because he didn't know nothing about her. But everybody was talking about it. And they're just like, yo, you checked out Young M.A.? He'd be like, oh, she's that hard? So he went and listened to one song. He was like, all right, she's all right. But shit, she got this many views on this song? All right, I'm going to offer her this much. Yeah, but now there's a counter offer at Atlantic Records where I'd be like, well, I can't tell RCA with Atlantic Records. Right. They didn't really know I was kind of jumping between helping out both labels. So I was kind of just like, yeah, but they just offered this damn girl this much money. So she definitely ain't going with y'all. She might go with them. But at the end of the day, she decided to, for a while, because she had these offers in front of her, for a while she decided to stay independent. You know what I'm saying? Because she was already making like $30,000 something a show. Just the shit for the damn girl to show up by herself, she was making more money.
Right.
Damn near more money than the motherfuckers that were established already with the label by herself. But because she already was able to do this by herself, why does she need a label support?
Right.
She doesn't need it. Now, when COVID strikes, you know what I'm saying? There's different ways you could do this and third, but at the end of the day, some people just know what to do. They have the resources. They have the right people around them to keep them structured. It's all about what works best for you.
All right, man. Well, I truly appreciate you coming through, man, dropping knowledge and, doing all things like that. Mm-hmm. It's been a long time coming. And by a long time, I mean like, a week and a half? I literally called this motherfucker. I was like in the Bojangles parking lot, like, you know who would be great for the podcast? And then what's crazy is this is how I knew the shit was real. I mean, it's not like I had any, speculations before. Right. It was like, I was like, hey man, hit me up when you get a chance. Mm-hmm. You called me in like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Nobody does that anymore. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I do shit like that, but everybody's like, oh, I gotta act like I'm busy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's always good and it's always refreshing to just sit down and conversate with real people and talk about real things.
Absolutely.
So, I really appreciate you coming through, man.
Same here, man. I appreciate you for having me, dog.
You can always come back, motherfucker.
Yes, sir. Next time I come back, I'll be on my shit like, yeah. I just signed a deal. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what you're trying to do with this.
Really?
We can take this to the next level, cuz.
Really?
No, it probably won't happen like that.
I'm just saying, I don't know. I don't know where all that shit.
I'll probably be back. I'll be like, yeah.
Right.
Same shit, different day. You know what I'm saying?
But that'll definitely work, man. So, with that being said, man, I hope you all enjoyed this episode of the Handle of That podcast. Make sure to stay positive, stay groovy, and above all else, handle that.
Yes, sir.